Self-sacrifice is one of the most anti-spiritual awakening things that you can possibly do. When you self-sacrifice, you basically tell the universe that you do not matter. You basically tell yourself that you are not important to be put first. You basically tell others that they are more important than you, when nothing can be further from the truth. Because at the end of the day, you are the only thing that you have. Your existence, your life, is the only thing that you have in this incarnation, in this 3D world of ours. And if you don't put that first, then you forget yourself. And when you self-sacrifice, you indeed forget yourself. And the reason why we are here in this world is to remember who we are. Spiritual awakening is a change in perspective that allows you to remember who you are. That is, the higher self, source, God, call it whatever you want. That you are unconditional love. From unconditional love you come, from unconditional love you should live your life. To unconditional love you go back when you live this meat suit of yours. So your mission, if you will, in this world, your spiritual mission, if you will, in this world, is to remember who you are. And when you self-sacrifice, you forget who you are. So you see how a direct contradiction it is. You basically put people first. And I understand that many of us have been brought up thinking that to put people first is the best show of love. That is not true. When you put people first, you forget yourself, as I said. And when you forget yourself, you don't take good care of yourself. And if you don't take good care of yourself, how can you be there for the people that you love to the best of your ability? How can you truly be there? Mentally, physically, psychologically, how can you be there? You can't. It goes back to something I read a long time ago about positive selfishness, which I think I came across when I was studying Buddhism, which states that you should think about yourself first, and that you should take care of yourself first. You should make sure that you are completely 100% okay physically, mentally, spiritually first, and then attend to the people that you care for and love. Because if everybody takes care of themselves, then everybody is taken care of in this world, right? And if you took good care of yourself, you made sure that you are okay physically, mentally, psychologically, then the person you present to those that you love and care for is the best version of yourself. And so you can help them the best. It's a little bit like when you're on a plane and the flight attendant tells you that if the cabin should be depressurized, you should put the oxygen mask on yourself first and then on your children. Because if you put the oxygen mask on your children first, you incur the risk of being out of oxygen and fainting and eventually dying. And then what kind of help can you be for your children? So when you put the oxygen mask on yourself and then on your children, it doesn't mean by any stretch of the imagination that you do not love your children. Of course you do. But since you put yourself first, you make sure that you are physically, mentally, psychologically okay first, then you can be the best help possible to your children. And to sacrifice yourself in that situation should, nothing like the plane is still flying and there's no crash. Can you imagine? Then you would leave your children orphaned. Your children would be missing a father or a mother. What good would that do to your children? Whereas, if you put the oxygen mask on yourself first, and let's say that your children faint because of lack of oxygen, then you are here and you can put the oxygen mask on them and they will, be brought back to consciousness. That's how putting yourself first, that's what positive selfishness means. It's not, I want everything for myself and nothing for others. That is not unconditional love for others. Unconditional love should be for yourself first and foremost, true, but it should also be for others. And so selfishness, as in I want everything for myself and to hell with others, is not unconditional love. And that is not what I'm talking about here. Also, another thing when I talk about self-sacrifice and the reason why you should never do it is because when you self-sacrifice, the people don't necessarily understand the sacrifice that you made. It doesn't surprise me. Because when you self-sacrifice, when you sacrifice yourself for others who have not gotten to any kind of spiritual awakening yet, oftentimes will take good things that happen to them for granted. Oh, don't you worry. They will complain about bad things, but good things, they will take them for granted. They will not even be grateful for them. Because until you reach a certain kind of spiritual awakening, gratitude is not something that is part of your life. And you see it with many, many people who haven't decided to embark on a spiritual journey or haven't reached spiritual awakening, is that oftentimes they take things for granted, and they are not very grateful. And the reason why they took it for granted is because deep down inside, again, consciously, but especially unconsciously, when you sacrifice yourself, you basically tell them that they matter more than you do. That's why you sacrifice yourself, because they are more valuable than you. Hence, you're gonna sacrifice yourself. And people, consciously, but again, and especially in that case, unconsciously, sort of know that. They understand that, of course, they sacrifice themselves. I am so much more important than them. Self-sacrifice, I hope I've been myself understood, doesn't help you in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't make you come across as a hero. It doesn't help you on your spiritual journey. If anything, it puts a stop, a temporary stop on your spiritual journey. And self-sacrifice being inherently yourself, forgetting yourself, goes in direct contradiction to spiritual awakening, which is to remember yourself.